What if I told you the most powerful product the United States ever exported wasn't oil, wasn't tech, but debt? A product invisible to the eye, but strong enough to fund wars, build empires, and bankrupt nations. Today, the world runs on American OUS, and the crazy part, the world wants more of them. This is the story of how America sold the world its debt and won. After World War II, the U.S. was the world's factory, producing half the world's goods and owning most of its gold. In 1944, global leaders met at Bretton Woods and crowned the U.S. dollar the world's reserve currency, pegged to gold. Every nation held dollars, and every dollar was backed by real gold. But over time, America discovered something dangerous, a financial cheat code. The U.S. realized it could print money, and the world would accept it because other countries needed dollars for trade, for oil, for imports, for survival. Imagine being able to pay your bills with promises, while others must earn their cash. That's what the dollar became, a global IOU everyone trusted. America could run deficits, and the rest of the world would fund them. But there was one problem: the gold. By the late 1960s, nations like France began demanding gold instead of paper. But America didn't have enough gold to back its promises. So in 1971, President Nixon shocked the world, cutting the dollar's link to gold. Nixon said, "I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold." That temporary suspension never ended. The world entered a new era, the age of fiat money. Now the dollar was backed not by gold, but by faith and America's power. After losing gold, the U.S. needed a new anchor for its currency. In 1974, Washington struck a secret deal with Saudi Arabia: price all oil in U.S. dollars. In return, the U.S. would protect the kingdom. Thus, the Petro-Dollar was born, forcing every country to hold dollars to buy oil. Demand for the dollar soared again, and with it, America's ability to print limitless wealth. In the 1980s, America perfected its new export, treasury debt. Foreign countries, corporations, and even rivals bought U.S. bonds to store value. Instead of exporting goods, America exported paper promises, and the world paid real money for them. This financial leverage allowed the U.S. to fund wars, outspend the Soviet Union, and dominate global trade, all while running deficits that would destroy any other country. Debt became America's greatest superpower. Today, the world holds over $8 trillion in U.S. government debt. China and Japan alone hold more than $2 trillion combined because there's no real alternative. If they dump those bonds, the dollar collapses, and so do their own economies. It's a perfect trap. The prisoner and the warden are the same. And every global crisis, from 2008 to 2020, only strengthens the dollar's dominance. But the cost of this system is rising. Developing nations drown in dollar-denominated debt. When the U.S. raises interest rates, their currencies crash. Their people suffer. The same system that made America rich keeps others poor. A silent empire of paper and pain. And as U.S. debt crosses $35 trillion, some ask, how long can this game last? America sold the world its debt, and the world bought into the illusion. The dollar's power rests on belief, and belief is the most fragile currency of all. Empires of stone fall when faith turns to doubt. So here's the question: what happens after the dollar? Leave your theory in the comments, because the next empire might already be printing its promises.